Tuesday, July 16th, 8:30, 1 p.m. New York time. Welcome to Winning Wall Street's Money. I'm going to discuss the currency market, also referred to as the Forex market. We just passed the middle of the month. We're already in the third quarter of the year. That means we're in the second half of the year. Additional details about this video will be in my Patreon post at the bottom of the video. You can subscribe to that if you want. And also, if you want to get access to the video the same day, that's available on my Patreon page. The link's below for subscribed members. Currency market, get over it. Fiat, whatever word you want to use. It's made things much more easier than the physical use of metals, coins, transportation cost, the storage cost. Yeah. Currencies in the Western nations have a history of showing better economies than, let's say, non-Western countries that are still storing gold. And again, those countries' GDP are not equivalent to even taking consideration. The point is, those people that are, or nations or individuals that are storing gold, not earning money on it, as well as the price to secure it and transportation of it. The logic of that today. First, currencies electronically in and out, transfers, moving currencies. So again, since the Forex market years ago was open to the public, it grew in scale and took away business from the metals. Not the usage of metals for business needs, but for the asset investment. But you still have people that invest in metals when there's panic. And not understanding that your neighbor may not be able to make change, your business and your community may not be able to make change of a gold bar, gold coin. First, fiat money, currencies, much more practical. Let's get to it. This 20-year chart, monthly US dollar index. Here's the low. Here's the high last year. Huge consolidation here since last year. I'm sorry, the high was 2022. Here's the high of last year. Here's the low of last year. Huge consolidation, a lot of volatility. We are still inside the range of last year. Yep, this is all this year. Here's the low of this year. These yellow candles simply mean the high and low didn't take out the prior candle. And we know the month's not over yet. It's mid-month. But all the volatility that's happened in the world, and we're still inside the range of last month. So we had this massive rollover here, the high, impulse move down, consolidation. We went up, rejected that. We never made it up here. See this midpoint right here? This big impulse move down, midpoint. We never made it up there. All we did last year was go up and did a reversal. This year, we also did a reversal, really tight consolidation, building energy for the next trend. Where do you think that's likely going to be? You know, maybe we'll get a retest of this 2023 or midpoint. That's it. May get a fake out there and then roll over hard. You could trade the US dollar as a stock ETF, a bearish stock ETF, a bullish stock ETF. There's two separate ones. So if you don't want to trade the actually paper currency or the futures or the Forex market, yep, they're both available. Just remember, I'm going forward, but remember what we see, what's currently happening for the month. Inside candle. Again, we haven't taken out the high or low of last month, and we're still inside the range of last year. We're consolidation. Let's go forward to see if there's trending currencies. US dollar index is comprised of several currencies. The top three weighted average currencies: first, the euro; second, the yen; third, the pound. Yen is the Japanese currency. The pound is the United Kingdom, if you don't know. The euro, again, same thing, 20-year chart. And look, here's the high for the past 20 years, top left. Here's the low for the past 20 years. Huge consolidation. We're inside the range of last year, just like the US dollar. Building energy for the next move. So we know we had a big impulse move up there, consolidation. Same thing. We may be seeing energy being built for a breakout to go higher, which would have the inverse on the US dollar. And this also has a stock ETF that can trade bullish or bearish, two separate ones. You can add these asset allocations to your investment portfolio, your nest eggs. Instead of just owning underlying company stocks, you can do currencies. That's a beautiful thing about the US financial markets. Number two, Japanese yen. Here's the high, top left, and here's the low. Yep, 20 years of history. Japanese yen is a 20-year low against the US dollar. US dollar strong. Japanese yen, oof, big problems. New low for the year right there. That's expensive for them to import fossil fuels, coal, natural gas, crude oil for their energy consumptions, for their aircraft, their ships, the utility plants, the cars. Yep. Again, another reason, more the wiser, to be diversified and include nuclear energy in your nation. So you're not dependent only on fossil fuels that you may have to import because you don't have the capability of those natural resources in your own country, as well as green energy, diversified. So again, they are paying more of their nation's wealth for imports. And one of the, again, big products they have to import is what? Raw materials, commodities. Good place to take a vacation right now if you're a US dollar holder. Let's go to Japan. Third largest currency in the US dollar, the British pound. Here's the high. Here's the low. Just like the euro and the US dollar, we're still inside the range of last year. Tight consolidation, working its way up. Big difference than what the Japanese yen is. So we have two European currencies, the euro and the British pound, trending up versus the euro, the pound down. I mean, the yen down. So again, right off the bat, we see Japanese yen trending down. That's one of the currencies giving strength to US dollar, where we have the euro and the pound grinding up against the US dollar. Oops. Nope, the Australian dollar. There we go. Another European currency. Here's the high. Here's the low for the past 20 years. And we're still inside the range of last year. Building energy. Consolidation. Canadian dollar, their neighbors to the north. One of the North American currencies. United States currency, Canadian dollar, Mexican peso. Here's the high for the past 20 years. Here's the low. And here's the low of last year. Here's the high of last year. We're inside a tight range. Building energy. Swiss franc. Here's the high for the past 20 years. Here's the low. Huge consolidation. And we're still inside the range of last year, too. Doing better than the Japanese yen. So fiat money, three of the big safe haven currencies over history have been the US dollar, Japanese yen, Swiss franc. Apparently, safe haven currency of Japanese yen is not looking so good. It's the US dollar and Swiss franc that are looking better. Safe haven currency. Yeah. So when people are fearful, nations, companies, individuals, and they're looking to park their money in another currency, that's a wonderful thing. They have access to do that instead of have to go out and buy metals such as gold and transport that and storage high cost. Another North American currency, Mexican peso. Here's the high. Here's the low. Coming off the lows, grinding up, doing better than the Japanese yen. Here's the low of last year. And we did take out the high. This was the high of last year. We took it out. And look at that inside candle currently still too. So we're already halfway through the month and still inside candle. And Mexico had elections this year. So new presidente, senorita, first time. And Chinese yuan. So when this is trending up here, stronger US dollar against the Chinese yuan. Current month, higher high, higher low. US dollar is strong, trending up. And Bitcoin. Look what it's doing. Here's the low. Here's the high, making lower highs, lower lows. And here's the low of the year. Those are the major financial currencies. The top three again. What I think is important is to include those top three and see how they're doing against other currencies. Go first with the euro. I already did the euro US dollar here. Let's go to the euro Japanese yen. So we know the Japanese yen is 2024 year low against the US dollar. And here we go. We have the euro versus yen. Again, this is trending up. Stronger euro when it's trending up. Yeah, look at that. 20-year high for the euro against the yen. Outstanding. Outstanding. This candle, again, euro made a new high against the yen. This is a dodgy candle up here, very suspicious red. Again, won't be done to the end of the month. And two European currencies, euro, British pound. There we go. There's a high for the past years, and there's the low. Well, here's the high of last year. Here's the low of last year. We broke below it. Broke below the low of last year. As we're grinding down, that's positive for the pound and bad for the euro. So the pound is gaining strength against the euro. Big difference. Because we saw, again, the euro and the pound were trending up against the US dollar. Between these two, pound is stronger. And the euro Canadian dollar. Yep, this is a bad tick. It's not from the broker, it's from the data exchange. And I shared that several times to the broker. Different data exchanges, not good. Disappointed they haven't fixed it yet. They don't own up, take good responsibility. So euro Canadian dollar. Here we have the low of 2022, the high of 2023. So we have the euro, when this goes up, favor the euro. So again, the euro gaining strength against Canadian dollar. Huge consolidation for last year. Yep. Building energy for a breakout. The high probability is if the prior trend was up, building energy has a higher probability to continue going up. We'll see if it breaks above the high of last year. And the euro Swiss franc. We saw the Swiss franc against the dollar. It was grinding up in favor. So again, here's the high for the past 20 years. Last year was the low. So this is grinding down. That's weaker euro, stronger Swiss franc. We did get a rotation this year. Went up to the high this year and rejection. So we're still inside the range of last year. Here's the high of last year. Here's the low of last year. And the euro Australian dollar. There's the high. There's the low. Here's the high of last year. Here's the low of last year. And it's grinding down. As this trends down, that's stronger for Australian dollar. Yeah, lots of mixed signals here on the euro against major currencies. Go on to the next. Japanese yen now. Again, the second largest currency in the US dollar. So we already did US dollar yen, euro yen. Let's go to the pound yen. Here's the low past 20 years. Look at this all-time new high. All-time new high, the pound against the yen, just like we had the euro. We have the US dollar, the euro, and the pound all making new record strength against the Japanese yen. Yep, the yen's really weak against major currencies. Huge issue. Strong like bull. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, same thing. Look at this past 20 years, Canadian dollar super strong against the Japanese yen. New high. New high. Amazing. So even the Canadians could travel to Japan right now and get a good return on investment. All right. Two safe haven currencies, Swiss franc, Japanese yen. Same thing. All-time new high this month we just made. Swiss franc, 20-year new high against the Japanese yen. Amazing. Australian dollar, Japanese yen. Also, look, Aussie dollar, 20-year new high against the Japanese yen. Strong like bull. And we're finishing off with the third largest currency in the US dollar. Pound. We already did the pound dollar, did the pound yen, pound euro. Go to the pound Canadian dollar. And here's the low, 2022. Here's the low, 2023. And as this is grinding up, it's stronger British pound. So we had the British pound, took out the high of 2022 against the Canadian dollar. Let's remove this. Okay, the pound is strong. I showed you on several charts already. The two big winners we see is what? The US dollar and the British pound. The sun maybe will rise every nation again against the British. You know that phrase or something like that. British pound, Swiss franc. As this grinds down, that's weaker pound, stronger Swiss franc. Here's the low the past 20 years. And look at this, the low of last year. So we broke above it, the high of last year. Again, as this is grinding up, it's stronger pound against the Swiss franc. So we have the reversal right there. The first month of the year, we made a reversal. British pound gaining strength against the Swiss franc. British pound, Australian dollar. There's the high for the past 20 years. Here's the low. Again, this is grinding up. It's stronger pound against the Australian dollar. We're still inside the range of last year. Here's the low of last year. Here's the high of last year. Look at this. Huge consolidation for this year. So right off the bat, situation awareness I just shared with you. Three major currencies that are bullish overall against the other major currencies, US dollar, euro, and the British pound. And of those, we just saw the British pound is grinding up better against many other currencies. Second to the US dollar still being King dollar. That's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Again, if you want to get access to the video the same day, I have subscription service on Patreon. A lot more details and trade ideas. The link's below.